Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Wednesday morning, and we're in Genesis chapter 32. It's an intriguing story of Isaac and his two sons, Jacob and Esau. Isaac, a wealthy man, twin sons, the one ripped the other one off. Jacob was the one who ran away with the birthright, and God gave to him a great vision. But one day he felt that he needed to make right with his brother. So he went off and he sought his brother in a distant place. He took some peace offerings and he went to find his brother. As he was crossing the river Jabbok to meet with his brother to try and make peace, he was nervous, he was fearful, and he was attacked by what is described as a man, an angelic being, or the Old Testament representation of Jesus. And they wrestled there in the riverbed. They wrestled and they wrestled and they wrestled. They wrestled all night long. And Jacob made a great statement that we will talk about tomorrow, where he said, the angel said to him, "Why are you continuing to fight? You're never going to win this fight. Don't you know who I am?" And Jacob said, "I'm wrestling for your blessing. I want you to bless me, and I will not let you go until you bless me." Now, there's a paradox that is involved in here, because Jacob, although he lost the battle, he won the war that many of us are trying to fight. He got the blessing of God, and it came with a lot of pain. And the paradox that I want to present to you right now is the paradox is that you win when you lose. That's an intriguing thought. And we see how with Jacob, he won even though he lost. Now, I see a lot of people today, I think you do too, who are wrestling with God. They wrestle over the issues of life. They wrestle over the challenges of things they don't understand. They wrestle over why bad things happen to good people. They wrestle with God over things that in fact could be put down to being the mystery of who God is. In God's personality, there is a side of him that says he will have his way. Now, he's not a bully. He's just God. And God will always have his way. And we win when we lose ourselves to the sovereignty of God. When we begin to really believe that God is sovereign, that God is king, that God has the final say, and that God is who he is, and therefore we will take whatever he has to give to us. When we come, people, to that point in our lives where we lose, we win. Because you lose yourself to the greatness and the wonder of the sovereignty of God. So today, maybe you're wrestling with the issue of ill health. Maybe you've prayed and nothing has happened. Maybe you're praying for a loved one to come to know Christ. Maybe you're praying for a circumstance in your life that just seems to be a little out of control, and you have done this thing over and over and over again. And you're saying, well, what do I do now? Well, my suggestion is you suck it up and you submit to the will of God and to find yourself in touch with his sovereignty. There may come a time, and we'll talk about that tomorrow, where after persistence, God says, you've persisted long enough, I will honor you with answering your prayer or your question. But right now, I just want to suggest to you today, when we battle with things in life, with questions that we have no answers, probably because there are no answers, we submit ourselves and we get lost in the wonder of the sovereignty of God. Let me tell you, at the end of the fight, God touched Jacob's hip and he walked forever with a limp. Maybe we will too. We'll walk with a limp, but we have the blessing. And there's nothing, no substitute, as we've said before, for the blessing of God, even when you walk with a limp. We'll talk a little bit more about this tomorrow. But in the meanwhile, guys, think about that stuff. You win when you lose, and you're going to have a great day. Let's go save the world, shall we? Okay, fantastic. See you tomorrow.